Happy Monday, listeners. For Scientific American Science Quickly, I'm Rachel Feltman. Let's kick off the week and wrap up the month with a quick roundup of the latest science news.
We're going to eliminate an entire alphabet soup of departments and agencies.
Last Thursday, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services announced plans to cut 10,000 full-time jobs across the department. And another 10,000 individuals have already accepted voluntary retirements and buyouts. The new layoffs will hit the Food and Drug Administration, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institutes of Health, and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
28 great divisions will become 15. The entire federal workforce is downsizing now, so this will be a painful period for HHS as we downsize from 82,000 full-time employees to around 62,000.
HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said in a statement that the aim of these cuts is to save money and boost efficiency. Meanwhile, last week, the Trump administration also moved to cancel more than $12 billion in federal grant funding to state and local health departments. Axios reports that the main targets are grants for COVID testing, initiatives aimed at tackling health disparities, and vaccinations. As of last Thursday, those cuts had reportedly already led to layoffs at the Virginia Department of Health. We will, of course, be watching these developments and keep you posted. But for now, let's move on to some exciting news from Mars. According to a study published last week in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences USA, NASA's Curiosity rover has found the biggest carbon-based molecules ever seen on the red planet. These long-chain alkanes are thought to have come from fatty acids, which are the building blocks of cell membranes in living organisms on Earth. Now, these long molecules aren't necessarily a smoking gun for Martian life. We know that fatty acids can form by way of chemistry instead of biology. In fact, some scientists think we first got fatty acids on Earth thanks to the interaction of water and minerals in hydrothermal vents. So while fatty acids are necessary for life as we know it, it's possible they formed on Mars without life ever finding a way. Still, this finding is another point for Mars in the quest to determine potential past habitability. Plus, since these compounds were found preserved in a 3.7 billion-year-old rock, the discovery gives scientists hope that if microbial life once existed on Mars, we might still be able to find signs of it. Speaking of size superlatives, paleontologists are showing off a really freaking big dinosaur claw in pristine condition. It belongs to a new species of therizinosaur, which was described in a study published in the journal iScience last Tuesday. Writing for National Geographic, Riley Black explained that therizinosaurs were, generally speaking, a pretty weird bunch. The dinosaurs were descended from carnivores but had come to eat plants. They were apparently kind of sloth-like down to their 3 giant claws, except that they were also giant and covered in feathers. But a specimen found in Mongolia's Gobi Desert back in 2012 has revealed a new species that stands out even in its weird family for having just 2 fingers instead of 3. One of those fingers still has a sheath of keratin that would have protected the actual bone of the claw. This protective covering also added length, creating a talon nearly a foot long. Scientists think the new species likely lost its 3rd digit as a result of evolution. While the creature's sharp claws look like something a raptor would use to tear at their prey, these oddballs probably use them to hook branches while foraging, which the authors of the new study think could have been done more efficiently with a 2-fingered grasp than a 3-fingered one. behind the striped curtains. That's all for this week's News Roundup. We'll be back on Wednesday with special guest Wendy Zuckerman from Science Versus to talk about the science behind a big debate surrounding a certain sexual phenomenon. Science Quickly is produced by me, Rachel Feltman, along with Fauna Mwangi, Kelso Harper, Naima Marcy, and Jeff Delvicio. This episode was edited by Alex Seguiara. Shayna Pozis and Aaron Shattuck fact-check our show. Our theme music was composed by Dominic Smith. Subscribe to Scientific American for more up-to-date and in-depth science news. For Scientific American, this is Rachel Feltman. Have a great week.